the great scripture which has been very much popular, especially in the Vedantic circles. And this Bhagavatam is said to be the Hamsa Samhita. That is, it will give us the necessary wisdom to travel, to achieve success in the path of spirituality. Generally, we are all busy in looking after the body and mind. But beyond mind, we have got also the spirit, which is constantly present at all ages in our body and elsewhere. So that also we have got to understand, and ultimately what is important is the spiritualization. That is, consider that our mundane life is not the complete and final one, but we are given the opportunity to spend time in this mundane world because we can grow high. That's why, and moreover, this particular Bhagavatam is able to help us to get rid of the sins or karmas and try to get on to the eligibility of getting no rebirth at all. Because birth and rebirth both are problems. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says it is dukkhalayam. Punarjanma is dukkhalayam, and also ashashvatam. It is not. Therefore, we don't want to enter into the residence of dukkham, but rather we should pass off it. For that purpose, we have to spend some time knowing about the Krishna, the avatar, Paripurna avatar of Lord Vishnu, who has punished all dushtas and protected the sishtas or sadhus. So that's why he said, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkrutam, dharma samstapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. So sambhavami yuge yuge, in each yuga, each time, but timely. From time to time, when crisis becomes very serious, when mountains and Bhumi Bhara also enhances, then he will come down and see that people are comforted, spirituality is restored, something like that our Acharya Sankara, Ramanuja and Madhvacharyas who tried to establish faith and belief in our own gods like Vishnu or Sankara and all gods, because their smarana itself is very much important. So actually, when we come to Bhagavatam, the origin of Bhagavatam is, you see, that Valmiki was always calmly sitting and doing japam or uttering the name Rama, 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 Rama. No worry at all to him. He was having such a free mind. With that free mind, he was able to get all benefit of tranquility in his mind, equipoised mind and all that. But Vyasa Bhagavan was restless. He does not have any peace in his mind. Some kind of thing was worrying him, making him sad. Then he happened to meet Narada Maharshi, who is a Devarshi, and accosted him, "Hey Narada, why am restless? My mind is not peaceful." And look at Valmiki Maharshi, he has written only one book, whereas I have written so much voluminous literature I have contributed. Then why my mind is like that? Then Narada, being a jnani of excellence, he said, yes, you have done a maximum work. But what you have done is, you have not given one message to people like Valmiki. Valmiki gave a message to all people that Ramavat Vartitavyam Naravanavat. So however it is, you have to conduct yourself like Rama, behaving in various circumstances and conditions in which he was going through in his journey of life. When Kaikeyi said, for example, when Kaikeyi said, your father gave me boons, and one of them he should go to forest for 14 years, and my son must be coronated, and this is what is the varam given by your father, because now he is disturbed when I ask these varas, he is restless. Then Kaikeyi words Rama heard and said, okay, I go to forest. No problem. Let my brother be the king. That was the kind of answer and command, peace of mind at the same time. No emotion. Yes, I go. Because it is a mother's words. Then Dasaratha was stunned to look at that kind of consent without any kind of argument or anything like that. So that's why in number of circumstances Rama has been composed, as we know. But whereas in Mahabharata, in Puranas, elsewhere, no message. If any, whatever be the feelings of or emotions of people, there are ways and means suggested by Vyasa how best they can make it enhanced and also make themselves worst. So then that Narada Maharshi told Vyasa Bhagavan, no, you write one book focusing on Krishna Leela, and also the status of a good bhakta, a devoted person. So Bhagavan and Bhagavata both are important for getting the nirvati or moksha, because we are all born here moksharthi. With our vyadhinasanarthi, etc. is okay, but it will all go when once you have a higher aim, that is moksha, vimukti from vyadhi, from diseases, from decay, and unignoble thoughts, etc. And in fact, the same idea has been very well beautifully portrayed in Mukundamala, Stotra by Kulasekar Alvar. He says Krishna is so capable that he will not say, actually, if we have a body, we are prone for diseases and all kinds of negative thoughts, etc. Supposing there is no body at all, then all these things are simply cancelled. So Krishna Smarana, Krishna Aradhana, to be a good Bhagavata will definitely help us to have no body at all. In a sense, no janma at all. So that's what Mukunda Mala Stotra Kara gives, that if Radha is there, not there, nothing is there. Like that. So actually, Bhagavatam is a very large book, takes days and months to read, though the Sutta Maharshi has tried to narrate the whole, because their calendar is different, whole Bhagavatam of 12 skandhas, 18,000 slokas, covering a number of important philosophical aspects, and which are all eye-openers for us, because we do not know many things. Our birth is only to unravel what you do not know, and also try to know what you should know and add that to our own stock of knowledge. Therefore, in Bhagavatam, 18,000 slokas are there, divided into 12 skandhas, because we consider Bhagavatam is a tree. Bhagavata vruksham. So whenever it is a vruksha, is a tree, its branches are there, shakhas. So skandhas, otherwise the branch is called skandhas. So the 12 skandhas are being there to the tree, and further on, because every skandha has got number of sub-branches, then leaves, and so on. So the tree will be really rich, providing number of advantages and attractions to people. So the Bhagavata Vriksha has got 18,000 slokas, I say leaves. Then to count all of that is a little hard job, because as the days go by, right from the time it is composed, people have been engrossed with many other things, and priorities also keep changing. And in that priority, Bhagavatam or all these Puranas or Vedas and all the scriptural study will be a secondary one, if at all momentary one. But in order that our time has got to well managed, and our Guru, Dr. Medavaram Subramanya Shastri, who was Asthana Vidwan of Gadwal Maharaja long back, I don't know what prompted him, and I was a student learning Sanskrit, and what Sanskritam I am now able to understand and speak, and all that is all because of his Bhiksha, Guru grace. We have been taught Sanskritam by him, and so many kavyas and all that. Anyway, so he has condensed or picked up, not condensation because it's difficult. He has only selected some 700 slokas for the convenience of a very ordinary man, and also same time to very busy personnel, because on installment basis we can read those 700 slokas. In fact, we have got Durga Saptasati out of Markandeya Purana, so many chapters, so many slokas. If you want to know the Adishakti Swarupini, Durgamba, and her main exploits, and also get the relief from hard jobs, Dukha Durge, Dukha Arti Nasini. So she's got Dukha Arti, both of them she will be able to be to. Same manner, Durga and Krishna are not different, because Krishna is again Durga Swarupini, is Mahadevi. Because all Shakti is there in Krishna. So even sometimes in Bhagavata, in Mahabharata, Draupadi also has been called as a Krishna. The Krishna Sabda has been given to Draupadi and Krishna Bhagavan, because Krishna is Akarshana Shakti. He attracts people, not only simply attracts, educates people and keeps them in the right track. So Krishna Tubhyam Namaha, we say, because we have so much of priorities and diversions, he will try to put us on the right track. And that's why Krishna Smaranam, Narayana Smruti, Krishna Smaranam. So Krishna Smaranam is we have to keep constantly the name Krishna in our mind before, during, and after. Then we don't have any responsibility for the results of that. Krishna will take care. That's Krishna. That's why Purandardas also said Krishna Yanavarade. And he says that before, during, and after, if you become Harisamarpana will take place. Therefore, our Guru Subramanya Shastri of Polepalli Agraharam, Guntur Jilla, some time back, and he has made the 700 slokas and brought them in a book form, and only a few copies he did and distributed, and it is in Telugu script. Though it is a Sanskrit language directly from Bhagavatam, Telugu script. In Telugu script, we have all people have no access to Telugu script. These days, all Indian scripts are not known to many people. They depend upon the Roman script and sometimes more Devanagari script. So we have got that Devanagari script or transcription, transcribe that Telugu into Devanagari script, and Saraswati Pramudi has taken all the lead and got that Devanagari script. Transcript is being prepared and got it printed with a beautiful cover page and contents and all that. So that is a kind of Bhagavata Seva that she has taken up and initiated, and she has brought it out. And now it is on air. It is going to be shared, and the books will come in the hard copies will come and will well attractive, because instead of reading Bhagavatam whole book, if we read this Bhagavatam of 700 slokas, what we want to capture from Bhagavatam, all that will be captured and all that benefit you come, because Krishna is such a lenient God of gods that he is simply happy if you just utter the word Kru and Shna. So if you just utter the Nama Parayana or the Aksharas, the two Aksharas of Krishna, and of course, if you want, you can add the Krishna Bijam, So Kleem is the Krishna Bijam, Shakti Bijam. So when we say Kleem, Krishna Kleem, Kleem, Krishna Kleem, and this will bring a lot of benefits to us. So now that has been brought into a printed form, very attractive and easy for all of us. And moreover, we have also got the e-copy, and that has been shared. It will be in course of time, it will be reaching all people. And by the book has been priced 200 in India, but hard copy if you want, but doesn't, that price is not just available here. But we let us use the book and get to know in Bhagavatam how many ideas are being introduced, who and what are the characters who come into dialogue, and most of them are rishis. Most of them are uttered by devas or gods, and also Krishna Bhagavan, he himself is the speaker. He himself is the participant in the dialogues. Therefore, it is otherwise called Krishna Geetam. So in fact, Dr. N.C.B. Nath in India, he is preparing the Krishna Geetam, because Krishna is our Acharya or Guru. Apart from all other considerations of Bhagavan Krishna, basically who is Krishna? He is our Acharya. Acharya means Acharam Upadishati, Dishati, Achariti cha, Acharati cha, Acharaha. So Krishna, moreover, all are yogis. Yogi means what they don't have positive, that they have got to attach to themselves. Yoga is an attachment. So if you have the attachment, because we have a lot of attachments in life, we right from cradle to grave, we are all attached because we have a body. As long as the body is there, attachments are automatic. That's what called bandhavya, bandhutva, and bandhana. So that bandhu priti, that bandhavya and bandhana will make us more and more attracted and also responsible and also get enticed. So that all bandhavyas, ultimately, Krishna says we have to get rid of it, because the bandhutva with Krishna alone is permanent, while the bandhutva or the relationship with all people we have, they are all not at all permanent. For some time, they will be so close to you that you will believe that they will be your lifetime companions, including one's own spouse. No guarantee there. Who will be lifetime companion to us? It is only Paramatma. Ahameva. So that Paramatma, that's why in Veda it is said, Devanam Sakhyamiyushe. So what is the strong, constant desire of all of us in life is to get friendship with the God, to the extent that he will be our rescuer, he will be our protector, he will be our guardian, he will be our mentor, and he will be our emancipator also. Because emancipation also is important. So moksha prapti, that is moksha, is trying to relieve us, and he will be also one who can take responsibility. Supposing you don't do anything, or you delegate some work, and that work if a friend does, you are highly relieved, because we cannot be present any and everywhere wherever we have got to work on. So we have our friends, we have our delegations, we have our, all these people work at those parts. In fact, when you read Varna Prasna, there is a statement that Kasyapa has given rise for 8 Suryas. They have taken to be sun. And he has to give them job. He gives light to all the Suryas. So there are 4 Suryas above the mountain and the Meru mountain, and 4 Suryas below the Meru mountain, and they are spreading light to all the bhuvanas in the universe. So to say, but Kasyapa being the source of light and being the father elderly to all the Suryas, he will never leave that Meru mountain. So Samaha Merum Najahati. So he will not leave the place, but from that point only, he will be operating all other people. Like that also Krishna Paramatma, wherever he is, we don't bother. But all our strings are in the hands of Krishna. We are all puppets on his hand. Therefore, in this Bhagavatam, we want to know that many characters are there, but there's only one listener or one person who is curious, who wants to get rid of all sins completely, that he becomes eligible to get into moksham compartment. Therefore, that is Parikshit Maharaja. Just because for the first time we are spreading this, I'm spending a little more time as a part of introduction. Parikshit Maharaja did a mistake out of when he was in youth. What did he wanted to? So when a Muni is doing penance, and out of fun as a youth, he just put a dead serpent upon the Muni, who was in deep tapas and meditation. He is not aware of the external atmosphere or any feeling. That is what is tapas. That is yoga. Then his son comes, that Muni's son comes and observes the mischief or insult done to a great yogi, his father. Then immediately, because kopam, the anger, is the first thing that all people have got. People who are with anger lose a lot of discretional powers. They suddenly become so emotional, whether good or not, they utter harsh words, shapam. That is really problematic. So that's why in the list of the shatrus that we are installed inside our mind, inside our body, right from our birth, is kama, krodha. Kama is the foundation, and krodha is the next build. Therefore, the kama of that Rishi is that, oh, he has insulted my father. He has done a wonderful thing. That kind of desire and kind of feeling of insult and all that immediately resulted in Kopa and gave him that. And he cursed that Takshaka. Unfortunately, there are 12 Nagarajas. So Takshaka is one of the important Nagaraja. And he just ordered Takshaka, in other words, he cursed that in 7 days from today, that you will be bitten by a serpent, Takshaka, because to kill a Maharaja, to kill a Mahatapasvi or person like the Parikshit Maharaja, who is the dynasty of Pandavas, Chandravamsa Rajas. You know, our country was ruled originally by 2 dynasties, Surya Vamsa and Chandravamsa. Rama belongs to Surya Vamsa, and the Pandavas and others belong to Chandra. So Harishchandra, we call it. So all these 2 dynasties, afterwards we have got so many. So this Parikshit Maharaj is not easy. Therefore, he ordered nobody but only Takshaka to bite him. So Parikshit Maharaj was worried. He called a conference of all the rishis and called everybody, honored everybody, and put at the end, he put a question, request to Munis that I want Bhagavatam to be taught to me regarding the leelas and chestas and achievements and avatar of Lord Vishnu as Krishna in 7 days. Oh, all rishis thought he's mad. How can Bhagavatam, how can Krishna's life could be said, presented in 7 days? And many people did not show, many rishis did not show an interest. But at last, the Sukha Maharshi, that Vyasa's grandchild, he said, I will do it for you. So Sukhamukhat Galitam Bhagavatam. So he accepted, he started narration of Krishna's Leelas and all that. So that's why even today, Sukha Maharshi is so great. That's why we say Sukhatatam Taponidhim. So when you talk about the lineage of Vyasa Bhagavan, so you see that Sukha is the grandchild of Vyasa Maharshi, who is the author of so many things. Anyway, so this is how the whole Bhagavatam comes up. And I'll just also give you the last portion of Bhagavatam. In 7 days, when entire Bhagavatam has been narrated and completed, when the king Parikshit Maharaj became so happy, Then Takshaka comes up because his time it is and he cannot disobey the command of a Rishi. So he has to take also personal security, something. So what he did was, Takshaka, he met Kasyapa, who is able to remove the poison and such kind of, because Kasyapa, anybody's anugraha might be there, that the poison of Parikshit could be nullified. So the poison protector Mantrik, he went and saluted, got his grace, and ultimately he went to Indra, Takshaka, and sought his protection. And then he came in the form of a Brahmin, and actually Parikshit knew, and he asked alms as a bhikshuka. I said, I want your prana bhiksha. Your prana is bhiksha to me. But anybody can ask anything, but life is something very strange. So, but Parikshit Maharaja, yes, he agreed. Then the Takshaka, he became serpent and beaten. And later on, the story goes like that. But the points we have got to note is that the Parikshit Maharaj, having heard the entire Bhagavatam, having earned the grace and blessings of Krishna, he happily left the world and he became very much benefited with this. That's why this Bhagavatam and all, moreover, Shankaracharya has told us, Karmana Bhajyate Jantuhu Gnanena Vimuchyate. So, Bandhana and Vimochana, both are being given to us by Bhagavatam. See, and Vimochana, because the incidence of birth has taken place involuntarily. We have no option. We cannot say, I don't want, we cannot say we don't want, but we have just born. Having been born and living the life, we have to see that we have to get rid of the karma bandhas. And how do we get rid of the karma bandhas? With the gnanam. What kind of gnanam? Adhyatma gnana nityatvam tattva gnana artha darshanam. So we have to keep on putting our mind upon the gnana, our study upon our own self, and that self is Paramatma. Because Atmani Devataha Tishthanti. And then also we have to understand the meaning of all the tattvas. Tattva is the truth. Because we have to be on journey to reach up the tattvam. And not only that, to understand the tattvam. Then only our lifespan timetable gets fulfilled. But depending upon the circumstances, we have to acquire. For example, even our stages of life have been 4 ways. That Balyam, Yavvanam, and then we have got Vanaprastha and then Sannyasa. So these 4 stages are there, but we are permitted to use the family comfort and all that up to a time. When once all the samskara time is over, we get on to Shanti time. So during Shanti time for 40 years, supposing from 60 to 100. So 50 years, now 10 years gone in childhood. So 40, that way, this way, we have to fulfill our life program, lifestyles, and see that we are not back to the body. And therefore, here in this particular Bhagavatam, we have a number of characters, and they're all very noble, learned, but still subsisting doubts. They're all Vedanta prashnas. That is, to know what is Vedanta is wisdom, trying to know answers for many, many questions which are very common. As we have seen in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has been asking beautiful questions which are all common for all human beings. This is not Arjuna, we are all Arjunas. In the same light, in Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaja is one who is also a questioner. And Sukha Maharshi is the answer maker. But even Sukha Maharshi has a plenitude of knowledge, as we see. Because they're all Maharshis, they are always constantly in touch with God and knowledge. What is God? Deva means Gnanam. So the Devata Gnanam is there with them because of their elevation and constant penance. They can do anything. For example, I will get all that mantra Shakti, Gnana Shakti, unchallengeable. For example, I would say when Janamejaya, the son of Parikshit Maharaja, started the Sarpayaga, then all serpents are coming and falling into the Yagnavedi because of the power of the mantra, utterance, and all other things of the Ritviks who are officiating the sacrifice. But a time came when Takshaka also was to be brought into the Yagnavedi and get burnt in the fire. Then he was informed, no, Takshaka cannot come. He has taken the shelter, Saranagati from Indra, the king of gods. So hard it is. When that knowledge is given to Parikshit Maharaj and Ritvis, why? Maybe he has taken shelter with Indra. Let us call both of them to get burnt in our Yagnavedi. So the rishis started reciting mantras, making Indra and Takshaka to come and fall into the Vedi and get burnt, Nasha. That is the power of Yajna. You please realize that the power of Yajna, we do not know. Only Yajna only knows it. Yajna Phala is known only for the Yajna Purusha. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam, we always say Yajna is given Yajna Bhrutu, Yajna Krutu, Yajnanga Vahana. So when you look at the attachment with Vishnu, and then you can know the importance of that. Even in Lalita Sahasranam also, she is the sacrificer, she is the performer, she is the performer, she is that, and all that. That's why the Shakti and Purusha and Shakti both are there. So actually, because of the power of mantras, Indra and Takshaka were dragged almost on the way, right from that distance coming to fall into the Vedic. Suddenly, as the story goes, Brihaspati comes, the Purohit of Indra. Oh, what you are doing, Janamejaya? He is also a great Gnani. And all requested, no, you cannot call Indra also into the Vedi and then make him die. No, they all, Indra and Rakshaka, they have drunk Amrutam. If at all they fall into the fire place, they may get injuries, but they will not die. So it is not right for you to call, please cease fire. Stop your Sarpayaga, you will be getting the benefit and all that. When Guru Brihaspati came and directly told, then only Janamejaya stopped the war. So that's how the end came, and after the story goes like that. But why I'm giving so much introduction just now is to make you impressed that Bhagavatam is not time pass activity for us. Whatever little time we spent with Bhagavatam, we are trying to see light and luster, and all our emotions will be silenced, and Shanti will become a part in our life. Generally, if you don't become angry, you are really safe, because anger, unwanted, and as emotional, short-tempered one, is only not important. Is only causing a lot of trouble to the person who suffers it. So anger is suffering, and therefore that kind of anger emotion can be restrained because of this. And we have already done some portion in Bhagavatam with Saraswati on every Sunday, but we have started long back. But because of a number of reasons, and we have been not able to be continuous on Sundays to meet, but in future, if God, Krishna wills, I think, we will be definitely continuously meeting on Sundays over this Zoom, which our Saraswati has created, and try to get on to the sloka recitation, a part of Punyam, and also know what is the communication through that sloka that we are going to get. So I have covered, and moreover, the style or the method of selection seems to be, she never spoke to me. I was a boy at that time and I was not having much access because I was not in the place Anantapuram to meet my guru every time. Only when I was a student in Anantapura studying in the Government Arts College, at that time, up to then, I had a chance. When I went to postgraduate studies outside Anantapuram, I had hardly time to talk and discuss. But when I was not there in Anantapuram as a student, this book has been prepared by him in 1975, and he published, and some people helped him. And I got a copy as a Sishya, and that only I preserved. And I don't know, so many years have passed, but I was not making attention. But I brought it here. And suddenly an idea came to me, how not? I only keep the book because 100 copies, what you would have distributed all the copies freely to all people in Telugu script to only Telugu people, but I don't know whether anybody has it and any attention to that. But Guru Anugraha, Krishna Anugraha, and Krishna wants that it should come to notice of people as far as possible. That's why a provision has been done. It has been brought into a beautiful printed form, and you are all having the text with you. And Purushottam and Dhare and all these people have shown interest. And now I hope more and more people will join. And that. So he has selected the mantras, means slokas, from each chapter, each skanda of Bhagavatam original. But there is a beautiful linkage also. It's not a broken strip, but when you are reading the Bhagavatam, you don't feel that you are missing links. That is exactly what I find, that it is a continuous thing, because almost scriptures are all independent. Every sloka is independent. They could be offered as a mantra. So when all mantras are independent. They are not like a storybook or a novel where you lose connection and all that. Nothing. Every sloka is independent. And so we are now for today begin with, and I will be talking, and we will be also sharing your reflections too when we come into this, especially this Bhagavatam or Samhita or Vedantic topics. It is not individualized always. There is always scope for everybody to put forth their opinion or thinking on these important concepts which we come across. And they're all really questionnaires and quest for God, quest for truth, quest for wisdom, and desire to practice. Now, I please come to the, because now we are coming into the, though we got 5 skandhas, but we are coming to the Shashta skandhas, a few slokas selected from the 6th skandha of Bhagavatam. And let's start from 6th skandha. The previous things, slokas up to 191, we'll have some other occasion to cover. And at least we would have the benefit of completing the Bhagavatam, and that would be a great merit for everyone who listen to or who have mind to participate. And therefore, we start with this. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Srimad Bhagavate Shashta Skandha.
Srimad Bhagavate Shashta Skandha.
Rajovacha.
Rajovacha.
Drushtashrutabhyam yat papam.
Drushtashrutabhyam yat papam. Drushtashrutabhyam yat papam.
Janannapi.
Janannapi.
Atmanohitam.
Atmanohitam.
Karoti bhuyo avivasaha.
करोति भूयो अविवस्तः करोति भूयो अविवस्तः
प्रायश्चित्तमथो कथम्
प्रायश्चित्तमतो कथम्
क्वचिन्न वर्तते भद्रात्
क्वचन्निवर्तते
नो क्वचिन्न वर्तते
क्वचिन्न वर्तते भद्रात्
करेक्ट क्वचिन् निवर्तते भद्रात्
क्वचिन्निवर्तते भद्रात्
क्वचिदाचरते च पुनः
क्वचिच्चाचरते पुनः
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 प्रायश्चित्तमथोपार्थम्
प्रायश्चित्तमथोपार्थम्
मन्ये कुञ्जरसौ शौचवत्
मन्ये कुञ्जरशौचवत्
See, in this king puts a question to us in the 192 sloka that papam janannapi atmano hitam drishtasrutabhyam papam avivasaha karoti bhuyaha. See, we are constantly performing sins. So drishta and shruti, these are all the two kinds. And whatever papam, though we know that it is sin, but that which will harm ourselves is being corrected, is being committed. Bhuyaha means again and again. Avivasaha, uncontrolled, because the doshas or sins are being committed, not necessarily not knowing. Sometimes knowing also we do karmas. And so for this kind of repeated sin making that we are fond of, is there any prayaschittam or expiation for that? And how it has to be done? And moreover, in the next sloka, he says that no doubt people do prayaschittam, but they get rid of the sins, but still, again, they will commit mistakes. And therefore, how we can completely get rid of the sin as such and become pure? And this kind of practice is just like the Gajasnanam, Kunjara Sauchavatu. See, Gajasnanam is a proverbial one in Sanskrit. You know, the elephants spend a lot of time in the lake of water. And when once the elephant comes out from the water and walks on the ground, it will collect a lot of mud and pores again upon its back. And it becomes muddy elephant. The color is mud color, elephant color is the mud color, and it will put a lot of mud. So the purpose of doing snana is to become Suddha at least for some time more. But the elephant does not wait for that. Immediately when it leaves the water place, it throws mud up over that. So, Kunjara Sauchavatu Prayaschittam, I think, what is the permanent measure that we get the Prayaschittam or expiatory measures that will be free from karma and all that. Then for that, the Bhavanarayana, that is Narayana, we will be able to answer beautifully, and we love that. Sri Bhavanarayana Vacha.
Sri Bhavanarayana Vacha. Sri Bhavanarayana Vacha.
Karmana karma nirharo.
Karmana karma nirharo. Karmana karma nirharo.
Nahyatyantika ishyate.
Nahyantika ishyate. Nahyantika ishyate.
Avidvat.
Avidvad. Avidvad.
Adhikaritvat.
Adhikaritvat. Adhikaritvat.
Prayaschittam vimarshanam.
Prayaschittam vimarshanam. Prayaschittam vimarshanam.
Tapasa brahmacharmena.
Tapasa brahmacharyena. तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण
शमेन दमेन च
शमेन च दमेन च शमेन च दमेन च
त्यागेन सत्यशौचाभ्याम्
त्यागेन सत्यशौचाभ्यां त्यागेन सत्यशौचाभ्यां
यमेन नियमेन च
नियमेन नियमेन यमेन च नियमेन यमेन च
देहवाग्बुद्धिजं धीराः
देव देव देववाग्बुद्धिजं धीरा देववाग्बुद्धिजं धीरा
धर्मज्ञा श्रद्धयान्विताः
धर्मज्ञा श्रद्धयान्विताः धर्मज्ञा श्रद्धयान्विताः
क्षपन्ति अघं महदपि
शपन्तिम् अघं महदपि शपन्तम् अघं महदपि
वेणुगुल्मविवानलः
वेणुगुल्ममिवानलः वेणुगुल्ममिवानलः.
So again, the comparisons are very much inspiring. See, king was thinking, whatever prayashchittas that we are doing will be like the Gajasnana. Temporarily we feel relieved, but again we'll commit the same thing outside. And then how can we have a constant thing? And then this Bhavanarayana comes up with a measure, because solution is important. What are the spiritual solutions that will make us freed from the follies and sins, known and unknown, we are committed? So in 194 sloka, it says, now let us discuss or point out the measures which will be helpful for that, so that karmana karma nirharaha nahi atyantika ishyate avitvat adhikaritvat prayaschittam vimarsanam. We have to think of the measures or discuss the various measures to get rid of the karma nirhara. Then in 95 sloka, 195, he gives you the measures. 1, tapasa, through penance. 2, brahmacharya. 3, shamam. 4, dama. Tyaga. 5, satya sauchabhyam. And yamena niyamena cha. So he gives us this important. Tapas is the focusing our mind, concentration. And brahmacharya is constantly doing all activity that would please Paramatma. Sandhya, dhyanam, tapaha, but all that is keep Brahma as your goal. Keep your Brahma in your mind. Do all that will satisfy the Brahma. What is Brahma? Yavai bruhatu tad Brahma. What is really large and great and vast and immeasurable, aprameya, aniruddha, all that is Brahma. So that kind of Brahma, whatever that pleases him, we have to be adopting. That's why we are all given to brahmacharya. Though people get married or get into other ashramas, the thread running through all the 4 ashramas is brahmacharya. Whatever ashrama you embrace, that's what our Smriti tells you, the brahmacharya is important. That is, you should constantly remember the sacred name of Lord, and all that you are doing, you should apply or submit to him. Yajjat karma karomi tattadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam. Our Shankara has given us a wonderful solution. Whatever you are doing, it should form the service to Shambhu, because Shambhu is Sham. Sham is Shanti. Bhu andre endows. So the Shanti endoyer is Shiva or Vishnu, whoever it is. So therefore, brahmacharyena. And again, Shama and Dama, these are the 2 important Ashtanga Yoga or Dhara Sambat. So you have to train our mind to remain composed and see that The solution should be executed rather than emotionally get integrated or disturbed. And best example is Rama. Best example is Anjaneya. Best example is, so we have got in Ramayana, even Mahabharata. In Mahabharata also we have, owing to circumstances, people remain peaceful because of so many things. That's why Shama keeps the body healthy. All our systems inside the body also will be normal. And Dhamma is the control. Dhamma is because every time we want to do extras, we want exert, we want, but you should exercise discretion and see that your shanti is not endangered. So that's also a matter of tapas. So samena dhamena cha. And ultimately for all that, the key is the tyaga. Tyaga is to give up. Because as long as you hold on to things, there's no limit for that. If you if you are able to have some tyaga or vairagya, then that is one. And moreover, one has to practice satya and saucha. Satya is truth, saucha is purity. So, and again, yama and niyama. So, dhamma, tyaga, yama, niyama, and satya, saucha, brahmacharya, tapas. Well, all these are really tough jobs. Therefore, many people avert. That's why hardly you come across the number of tapaswins, devoted people at higher helm of the highest helm of life. Only few people are there, those who go to the top of the ladder. So, because everybody has got the chance to rise up, but there is the determination and there is that Vedantic bhavana required. Normally, right from cradle to grave or right from birth, we have to have that kind of bhavana. And not only that, Narayana tells some more, adds some more, because all these things are not by one person. You can always have the choice. Either you can adopt to tapas or brahmacharya or shama or dhamma or tyaga or satya, saucha. So satya, for every aspect of these formulas, we have examples in our scriptures. For satya, we have got Harishchandra. So though he is Harishchandra Maharaja, because of the satya he maintained, he became Satya Harishchandra. Even Narayana, he has got Bhava Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana. No. Which Narayana will help you? Satya Narayana will help us. Therefore, everybody, after invariably they take up Satya Narayana Vratam, and even Satya Narayana Ashtottara Puja also, for every name, you see the word attached, Satya, 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 108 times. The names are 108, and each name at beginning, you got Satya, Satya, like that. And Saucha, Suchi. And Yama is the control. And Yama and Dhamma, these are the two complementary practices. And Niyamas, Mima. See, even Niyamas are also there. Unless there are conditional, unless we condition ourselves, we will not be happy. We have to put forth some conditions for ourselves. Oh, people say, without drinking coffee, I will not take bath. Or after taking bath, I drink coffee. There are some, these are all some of the niyamas which people adopt for convenience or for satisfaction. Could do it. Supposing somebody comes, no, coffee, you must go for. You may not like it. Because how you want, but whatever you do it, I think that is really, which is congenial, that is congenial to us, and do it, because Krishna Paramatma is such a liberal God that whatever way that you are trying to reach him, accordingly, he will be obliging. Even in Annamacharya, in one of the Kirtanas, he said, Yavaru enta matramu, vallaku anta matrame nenu. So, enta matramu, anta matramu is wonderful equation. That the amount of devotion you show to God, devotion is good, but amount depends upon us. And of course, God is pleased. And what is Deha, Vak, Buddhijam, Dhiraha. Dharmagnaha. See, Deham, the body, discipline. Vak, speech discipline. Buddhi, buddhi. So these are all important assets. You know, the word Deham is important, we should know. For the body in English, in Sanskrit, we have several other words. Sariram, Kalebaram, Deham, and then it's called Rupam. And so on. We have got number of Sparya Sabdas. But among all Sabdas, where does the Atma take seat? Not in Sarira, not in Kalebara, not in that, only it is a Deha. Deha is body that does not belong to us. It is a Daiva Deham. It belongs to God. All body that we have got it belongs to God. That's why it is a Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi Brahmana Nirmitam Pura Tena Brahmaiva Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Well, when the dead body is being taken to cremation, the slokam which is advised from Gita to be uttered is Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi. So the body now, where there is no life, that life was Paramatma, taken away. So Paramatma has taken back what he has given to us. So when he claimed, he is the claimant of our life. Then that Deha and Vak, speech also to be regulated. Watch, that's why Vak and Manas, both are important. Say what you have in mind, you speak. What you speak is your mind. So that's why, and Buddhi, and that is also important, which will be always monitoring our behavior. Buddhi is the monitor. That's what we call as a Sankhya Yoga. That's Buddhi Yoga. You know, when Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, you observed, he cried for one chapter full. That's what we call Vishada Yoga. He put forth all his Vishada. Most important point is that if I want to find battle and kill all these people, I will be a permanent sinner, and then I will be having the permanent residence in this Narakaloka. Shaswata Narakaloka Vasaha ma bhavet. So he doesn't want, already he has got big load of sins with him. But this load will be yet more hopeless, that it will make him permanent in the Narakaloka. Therefore, Krishna, I don't want to fight. Then, first of all, he tries to give a lesson, that is Buddhi Yoga, the Sankhya Yoga in second chapter, which will be containing the entire contents of the next forthcoming chapters knowledge. Like that here, Buddhijam Dhiraha, and moreover, Dharmagnaha Sraddhayanvitaha. So they must know Dharma. See, Dharma is something which is very hard to decide, but still we have to have some Dharma. Everybody has got Dharma. Brahmana Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma, Vaishya Dharma, Sudra Dharma, and not only this Dharma, but whatever professions that people take, irrespective of Jati and Guna and all that, even professional Dharma also is there. Therefore, they should know what are my duties. Dharmagnaha, and whatever it is, Shraddha is important. So that's why Krishna spares one full chapter. Shraddha Traya Vibhago Nama. So there are three kinds of Shraddhas, and that is very important. And in all these methods are one of them, two of them, or some of them, or not none of them. See, if you have that, none of them is problem for us. So one of them you should adopt. Then what happens? So Krishna is telling, Narayana is telling, Agham Kshapanti. You will be able to reduce sin or doshas in us. And that too how? Mahadapi. See, what Agha is the sin, not only Deha, that's Agha is not only Kirti Bhedakam, but also it also removes it also that will spoil your prosperity and life programs. So Agha is the most sin. That's why you always do Arghyam to Paramatma to get rid of the Aghas. So Agha in Sanskrit, in Vedas, you have got several terms, everything indicative, to signify the sin. In English, we simply say sin. No, our Vedic people are not satisfied. They keep on giving various types of sins that we have got. No, generally public sin, private sin, secret sin, etc. We have got categorization. But here, Agham is something which will be a very strong one, into which all other small chota sins are grouped. And Mahadapi may be of any amount, no matter. See, whatever be the amount of sin that we have got, it doesn't matter to God. Something like Anjaneya, when he expands his body to 80 feet, 90 feet, his mouth there, so that nothing. So that kind of power is there. And all that sins will be, because unless the sin is removed, the karma does not get disturbed, not reduced, and moksha will not come. But if you adopt any of these measures, he says Mahadapi, that you have to underline. Oh, what my sins have done is too much, too much. Actually, that small boy in Mahabharata was asked by that Pativrata lady to go to Dharmavyadha. And the boy went to the Dharmavyadha to find out all about dharma, but he was a butcher. He was cutting the mamsam and all that. Then he wondered, wow, how can the Dharmavyadha be my teacher? A butcher be my teacher? That is secret of Moksha Shastra Mahabharata. Anyway, it doesn't matter, whatever. So Mahadapi, it may be some great that, but dharma is important. And how like Venu Gulma Iva Analaha. Anala is Agni. Venu Gulma is the bamboo groove. So however big is the bamboo groove, the fire does not matter. He will just burn them, completely turn them into ashes. Om Kratos Mara Basmantam Shariram Vayuranalamatedam. So there in Isavasya Upanishad, well, of course, Bhagavatam is also a commentary on the Upanishads, which are earlier texts. There, Bhasmantam Shariram. So our Sharira should reduce into ash. Nothing you can trace. Something like all rivers merging into what? Into ocean. In ocean water, you can't name this is Ganga water, Godavari water, Kaveri water, no water. All water is Samudra water, ocean water, sea water. Like that, Analaha Venu Gulmanva. Therefore, Bhavanarayana is telling that if we are adopting any of these things, then all that is tapas. What is tapas? It is a Agni. Tapas is Agni, Tyaga is Agni, and everything is Agni. It's a heat generator. Agni is heat, powerful, burning capacity is there. So that's why Agni Chikatsa, we said already, we also got that Agni Chikatsa is that will burn the part. So this Krishna is telling, yeah, you adopt to any one of these things or any of them, then you need not think of any prayaschittam. The prayaschittam will be automatically taking place. And so we have to only keep working. Ultimately, we see the completion of the work with satisfaction. Unless you work, you will not be able to reap the end. Therefore, Bhavanarayana, that is Bhava is the thought. So Bhavanarayana, Lakshmi Narayana, Arogya, and we have got then Samudra Narayana, and like that, all Narayana is Nanam. So here, the thought is important. What kind of thought you want? Ano Bhadraha Ratavo Yantu Viswataha is a sukta from Rigveda, where let noble thoughts come to us from all directions. If you open one window door in a room, you get a lot of ventilation and air. If you close it, it's closed. That's why Max Muller said, oh, you Europeans, open your window doors towards the east. Then you'll feel the Veda knowledge and plenty of air coming into your parlor. That's what he wrote in the sacred books of his series, introducing the Upanishads. Because India, Bharat, is a kshetra where so much of philosophical content is there. Just to know that itself is a Mahapunyam. So today, it is inaugural talk because Saraswati has made extra arrangements, okay, that giving the text onto your hand, and also the Zoom and other facilities she has provided. And we only pray that she must be blessed with all whatever she wants. And we are all benefited because of her taking trouble. So with this introductory note, again, we'll meet next week at the same time, 8 o'clock. So I wish you continue to make the opportunity attended to, and it will be a part of time when we come to know. But as you proceed more and more, we will be getting more and more wisdom and Vedantic knowledge, which is hard for us to get from many other things. We can't read Brahma Sutras, for example. We can't read Brahma Sutras. You may read, but understanding is difficult. You may not read Viveka Chudamani or some such Vedantic tough texts. And even if Guru explains, it will be very interesting as long as we hear the Guru explain them. Afterwards, when we sit ourselves to start, then we feel really doubts. Therefore, but Bhagavatam is unlike all that. It is crystal clear, simple style. It's a Puranic style. You say Bhagavata is a Mahapurana, and Bhagavata is not a Mahakavya or a Kavya where you require extra effort to understand the meaning and all that. But that Bhagavatam is really very simple one. You please let us go with that, and we shall stop here. Thank you very much. So Om Swasti.
Om Swasti.
Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.
Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu.
Sarvam Shri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu.
Om Tatsatu.
Om Tatsatu. Shri Ram sir.
So you are also free to give me the way that we can adopt and discussion we can do at some time whenever all this, because Vedanta is always open for discussion. Vedanta Vijnana Sunischitartha. So Artha Nischaya people could get only if all there are any opinions to fall. But in case of this Bhagavatam, the questions are very well answered. And if at all anything additional we have got, we can always be sharing that each other. Because we're all already quite deep in our own maturity of knowledge and thinking and intelligence. So it will be